There's a version of Thailand you see on YouTube. Cheap living, good weather, friendly people, easy life. And then there's the version a lot of foreigners actually live. Confusion, frustration, misunderstanding, and a constant feeling that something just isn't right. Same country, but here's the part nobody wants to say out loud due to the type of comments you will get from a video like this. Some foreigners don't struggle in Thailand because Thailand is difficult. They struggle because they refuse to change, and over time, that turns into something worse. Resentment, bitterness, and of course, blame. You'll see them everywhere if you look closely. 5 years in Thailand, still complaining. 10 years, still angry. 15 years, and somehow everything is still everyone else's fault. At that point, it's not culture shock anymore, it's a personality. So let's get this out of the way early. Some foreigners arrive in Thailand with an invisible crown on their head. They don't think they do, but it shows immediately. You hear it in the way they talk. Why is it done like this? This would never happen back home. They need to fix this. They. That word tells you everything because in their mind, they're not part of the system. They're above it, observing it, and of course, judging it. And here's the reality check that hits them slowly. Thailand doesn't care where you came from. Your passport doesn't upgrade you to special treatment mode. Your opinions don't override cultural norms, and your frustration doesn't magically make things work your way. Thailand runs on things that aren't obvious at first. Social harmony over confrontation, respect over efficiency, relationships over rules. So when someone comes in with entitlement, they push, they demand, they try to force logic onto a system that isn't built on their version of logic. And what do they get back? Politeness, smiles, and absolutely nothing changing. That's when the frustration starts building because they think, I'm doing everything right. Why isn't this working? You're not doing everything right. You're playing the wrong game entirely. Now, some people don't move to Thailand. They physically relocate, but mentally stay exactly where they were. Same beliefs, same expectations, same worldview. And then they wonder why nothing makes sense. Here's the problem. Thailand doesn't operate on Western directness. It's subtle. People don't say no directly. They avoid confrontation. They protect social balance at all costs. So when someone rigid walks into that, they misread everything. They think people are fake. No one is honest. Why can't anyone just be straight? Because being straight in your sense can be seen as rude, aggressive, or embarrassing here. So now you've got a loop. You are direct. People pull back. You feel ignored. You push harder. They pull back more. And eventually you land on the classic conclusion. Thailand is the problem. No, you're trying to force one culture to behave like another. That's like moving to the ocean and complaining everything is too wet. Now this next one is almost painful to watch. People live in Thailand for years and can't say anything beyond Sawadee Kap, Khop Khun Kap, and beer. That's it. Years go by and nothing changes, and then comes the complaint. I can't connect with people here. It all feels surface level. I don't really understand what's going on. Ha! No kidding. You voluntarily lock yourself out of the culture. Language isn't just words. It's humour, tone, social cues, and hidden meaning. Without it, you're basically watching life through subtitles that don't exist. And what makes it worse? a lot of people defend not learning it. It's too hard. I'm too old. I don't need it. You don't need it if you're happy living a half life, because that's what it becomes. Limited conversations, limited relationships, and limited understanding. Meanwhile, someone who learns even basic Thai, suddenly doors open, people relax around them, and situations make sense. Same country, completely different experience, but one person made the effort and the other person made excuses. Now, this is where things go from confusing to messy. A lot of foreigners come to Thailand with a very simple idea of relationships, romance, attraction, chemistry. That's the foundation they understand. But in Thailand, relationships often come with layers they didn't expect. Family involvement, financial expectations, long-term stability, social responsibility. It's not just about two people, it's about networks. And when someone doesn't understand that, they walk in blind. Then when reality shows up, they feel shocked. Suddenly, this isn't what I thought. Why is money involved? Why is the family part of all this? Because you didn't take the time to understand the system that you walked into. And here's where it turns ugly. Instead of reflecting, some people generalize, they start blaming. Thai women are like this. You can't trust anyone here. It's all fake. No, you made decisions without understanding the context, and now you're blaming the outcome. That's not insight, that's avoidance. So, if you really want to stay stuck in Thailand, there's a perfect system for it. It's called the expat bubble. You live in areas full of foreigners, you socialise only with foreigners, and you consume content made by foreigners for foreigners. And over time, that becomes your version of reality. Inside that bubble, you'll hear the same script on repeat. Thailand has changed. It's not like it used to be. Everything is going downhill. Now here's the twist. Many of these people have barely engaged with actual Thai life. They're reacting to a version of Thailand they've created inside a loop. It's like reviewing a country without really participating in it. Meanwhile, outside that bubble, there are foreigners living completely different lives. They speak the language, have Thai friends, understand the culture, and don't spend every day complaining. So the question becomes, is Thailand the problem, or is your environment shaping your perception? Now, this is the deeper layer, the one people don't like admitting. For some foreigners, Thailand isn't just a place, it's an escape from their home country, their past, their failures, their identity. And at first, it works. New environment, new life, new energy. But here's the problem. If you don't change internally, you bring the same patterns with you, the same mindset, the same habits, the same blind spots. So after the honeymoon phase ends, everything creeps back in. And instead of facing that, it's easier to blame the environment. Thailand isn't what I thought. People here are the problem. Nothing works here. Because admitting, maybe I didn't adapt, maybe I didn't grow, that's much harder. And that requires accountability, and not everyone wants that. Now, here's the part that ruins all the excuses, because there are foreigners who absolutely thrive in Thailand. Same challenges, same culture, same environment, but a totally different approach. They stay open instead of defensive, learn instead of judge, adapt instead of resist, and accept discomfort instead of fighting it. They don't try to win against the culture. They work with it. They understand something simple but powerful. You don't move to another country to prove that your way is better. You move to understand a different way of living. And once that clicks, everything changes. It has problems like anywhere else. But here's the uncomfortable truth a lot of people avoid. If you've been somewhere for years and you're still angry, still frustrated, still blaming everything around you, at some point you have to look in the mirror, because the people who adapt, they're not special. They just made a decision early on to change themselves instead of trying to change everything around them. And that's the key difference. Now, I hope that this episode managed to get through to some people that really needed to hear that. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe instead of leaving a nasty comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and ciao for now. Bye bye.